So let's animate a car coming to a stop. In this very simple tutorial, I've downloaded the Cartoon Land set from TurboSquid, also a traffic cone, and the AnyCar, which you can download from highend3d.com. I'll just show you very quickly where those assets come from. So if you go to TurboSquid and you enter Cartoon Land, you'll find the free Cartoon Land set that you can download there. There it is. If you enter traffic cone, you'll find a traffic cone, and the car you can find at highend3d.com. And if I go to the animation blog and enter Yellow Beetle, it'll tell you where you can find that. If you can't, there you go, animate a Yellow Beetle in motion, and there it is, free rig Yellow Beetle by Aaron Parker, and that shows you where to find it. If you can't find that for any reason, you can just use a different vehicle. Now, what I'm going to do here is just animate this car. You can see I've got it I've created a layer in the layer editor here, and I've created a layer for Cartoon Land as well, so I can turn that on and off whenever I want. Both of those. Just turn the visibility on and off, just like you would in Photoshop. So I'll turn off the Cartoon Land, and let's go ahead. I've got my timeline set from 101 to 125. Move the car out of screen, and then let's move it into the shot, say at 137. Whoops, that wasn't what I wanted at all. And let's find the car. So there it is in the perspective view, and if I just move that back into the shot at say 137, turn on the layer. Now I just want it to come to a stop just in front of that traffic cone, like it's braking to try and avoid crashing into the cone. And then we want a nice straight curve, so I'm just going to move that curve like that so that the car whizzes into the shot and then comes to a halt. And there we go. So the car whizzes in, stops at 137, and now we want a bit of overlapping action. So let's have the car, so let's keyframe the top of the car, so we can kind of give it a bit of, whoops, where's that top control? That's the one I'm after. Turn off the Cartoon Land, also turn off Select Surface Objects. Select the top of the car, there we go. Hit F, so it's the top deformer. So let's pull that back so we get a bit of drag going on there. And the car kind of whizzes in. Let's go into the shot view and let's see. So frame 137, that's where it's stopping. So 133, I'm going to keyframe it there. 129, keyframe it there. So it's whizzing in. And then here, 133, let's move that. Oops, I moved the shot camera by mistake. I don't want to do that. So let me actually just go back to my shot camera and just lock that off. You don't want to be setting keyframes on the shot camera by mistake. So car's whizzing in, so then that's going to kind of go forwards like that. We're going to get a bit of overlap, then go back a bit, and then at 141 it can come forwards again. So the car kind of settles. So we get a bit of kind of overlap and settle there. There we go. So that's what we're kind of looking for. The car suddenly screeches to a halt. And we can also add a bit of extra. Maybe actually we could even try moving those keyframes even further back. 1, 2. Maybe even further back so that it's happening a little sooner. Something like that. And we can also add a little bit of kind of overlap on the bonnet. Let's turn off the Cartoon Land so the bonnet will kind of open. So 29, let's set it, and then you can kind of lift the bonnet up like that to get a kind of old kind of jalopy feel to it. So then close it there. Yeah, and then we need another little bounce. So let's take it up at 140, little kind of bounce, and then settle at 143. So then closes again. So we get something like, there we go. And you can even do that on the other side as well, because the back opens up too. So we could even have a little kind of, there we could keyframe it there and there, and then 33, 137, we could open it up there just after the front opens, then have it come down when the front opens, and then just have a little kind of settle there at the end and have it then close again. So you get a little kind of double. There we go, something like that. Maybe that's too much. Maybe the second bounce is too much on that. I think maybe a little bit. Come on, Maya, give me the multi-view, or maybe just a tiny little bounce there on that opening thing. So there we go. So there we've got a car kind of screeching in and coming to a halt, and we got a kind of got the doors, the bonnet and the backside kind of opening up like that. We could also track it a bit with the camera. So let's unlock that shot camera, and maybe let's move in a bit. We can zoom in a bit closer at the end, and maybe track it a bit at the beginning, something like that. So we kind of follow it as it comes in, something like that. A little bit of a moving camera, not much, just to give it a bit of texture. We can also move the traffic cone a little bit closer, and you could also animate the traffic cone being knocked over. Oops. Why is there a keyframe on that traffic cone? You don't need a keyframe on the traffic cone. There we go. So the traffic cone, so it just stops in time. There we go. So something like that. We could exaggerate that, make it more extreme, but that'll do.